from UK, because UK is also one of the centers of the world. But I mean, you could be actually spectacular, like you can actually hand out a spectacular point of view. There's a lot of changes between U.S. and China relations, and then Hong Kong is right in the middle of it. You know, how do you see this future trend after Biden's success on this U.S. presidential election? And then people say that Trump was very unpredictable, and then but Mr. Biden obviously he has a Democratic background. One of his issues is because he's a Democrat, he's also very interested in Hong Kong's status and how China reacts to Hong Kong's democracy and everything. So how do you see that this big change between Trump era and Biden era going to be an opportunity for Invest HK and also Hong Kong business then?
Yeah, well, certainly a very topical question. You're right that the US-China tensions, particularly around trade, has been very significant for the last year or two. And you're also right that Hong Kong is right in the middle of that debate. Inevitably, we're watching very carefully the outcome of the US election. As you said, I think there's a hope that a Biden administration, and certainly some of the early indications that he will rejoin some of the multilateral organizations, that he will embrace that global approach, is something welcomed by Hong Kong. You know, Hong Kong is an absolute firm advocate of open and free markets and committed to multilateralism. So that's something that would be on the plus side. But it would be fair to say that the tensions between the two biggest economies, the two biggest powers, aren't going to evaporate overnight. So I don't think it's going to be necessarily plain sailing. A little bit too early to be very specific. Obviously, we don't know the makeup yet of the president-elect's team. And also, we've obviously got uncertainty in terms of actually what the transition process will be and that debate that's going on. In the meantime, though, businesses have to focus on how they do business. And one of the things that I would say about Hong Kong is, decade after decade, Hong Kong and Hong Kong businesses have proven themselves to be resilient and to adapt to changing circumstances. And that's something that I don't think will change. So yes, there's some uncertainty out there. There's lots of global uncertainty. You know, what's going on in Europe with Brexit, the EU's positioning with the US, all of these are factors that we're all trying to figure out.